734 on the put and 750 on the call.
All right, everybody. Welcome back as we get ready for some live earnings with some of our stocks today, including the big guy, Amazon, Visa, Intel. That's what we're going to be focusing on. Good afternoon, Peter. How are you doing today?
Hey, Carlos. I'm doing great. Welcome to, I think this is our last of the season, is it? Our live earnings broadcast?
No, I think we might do some more. I mean, if people like it, we'll keep doing it. We got next week, we have Robinhood, we got Dash. But this is the last of the, no, let me take that back. It's not the last of the Max 7 because we do still got NVIDIA, which is later in March, end of February.
Oh, yeah, it's late.
Yeah,
right at the end of...
I think it's early March.
Yeah. So we still
up.
Got those guys, yeah. But yeah, we got Jared, we got Brian. I think Jared's having a little bit some troubles connecting, but we're gonna take care of him here in a second. But yeah, let's get to it, Peter. I mean, Amazon right now, if we take a look at it, it's had some good movement today so far. We have seen some ups and downs on it. If you look at the intraday action, we're right where we opened up, right? So we opened up around, we'll call it 237. We're like right to the penny. Been stuck in this range, and if you look at the daily, hasn't really done much. Obviously waiting to see what's next here, and it's been just hit all-time highs just 2 days ago. So it's been very, very active, and obviously this daily looks amazing. Looking forward to see how their service is going to be. A lot of eyes, of course, on AI and their cloud service business, which is quite big for them when it comes to earnings. So yeah, looking forward to this one.
Yeah, so it's an interesting story here on Amazon. By the way, it is February the 26th for NVIDIA. So guys, mark that on your calendar. That's when we can be back with that one. But it's all about Amazon today. So Amazon, interestingly, so they've been in a battle with Walmart for retail supremacy for a while, and for the very first time in this quarter, Amazon has actually surpassed Walmart in earnings. So that's something that's interesting to see. How Walmart used to be the undisputed rival and titan in the space. Nowadays, it ain't bricks and mortar, is it? Right? You can buy online. It's all about those trucks that Carlos loves so much. So Carlos, I keep looking out for them. By the way, they don't have those in our area. We just get white panel vans. Just normal old diesel panel vans. That's, anyways, but well, is what it is. There must be, maybe they deploy different stuff by region. I'm not sure. So, in any event, yeah. In any event, guys, today, look, the conversation is for earnings is really all surrounding the AWS, Amazon Web Services. The market overall has been fairly disappointed with both Microsoft and Google's web offerings in terms of their growth profile. And there's heavy expectations coming into tonight's earnings that Amazon is going to have to deliver some big numbers, or the market is going to punish them no matter what the rest of their numbers say. So all eyes are basically on this AWS, this Amazon Web Services. I mean, it's a big part of their earnings profile, of course, and the company's revenue. However, it's not the only thing they do, as we all well know, right? For anybody that's had a package delivered. So it'll be interesting to see how the news plays out and how the stock moves. If I look at Amazon over the course of the last I don't know, I guess we can look since the last earnings report, right? Over the last 3 months, Amazon has really sort of been like firing on all cylinders, hasn't it? I mean, it looked like it was going to be heading down into the new year, and in fact, it did drop a little bit. But in the last 2 weeks, we've seen it really come up and hit a new all-time high levels, with the stock price sitting, at 238 right now. And we were just talking about this a little earlier, how very interestingly, right at the top here, how Amazon sort of hit this all-time high back earlier this week on, what was that, Monday, I guess? No, what are we, Thursday here? So it'd be Tuesday?
Tuesday, yeah.
When it spiked to an all-time high of 242.52 and closed at just over $242. So Amazon's really set a target that if we can, in this earnings, get a pop, right? Of course, assuming those web services do well, it should very easily get over that. Jared can talk to you. Hopefully, Jared will be here to be able to talk to you about
Yeah,
what the
he's
expected move is. But that expected move, I mean, at the very least, right, on most stocks, we've been looking at least sort of 8 to 10% in that range. And even if we go at a low end of 5%, that would mean a $12 move on Amazon at its current price. So that would very easily put it to a new all-time high if it even gets half of that expected move to the top side. So we'll have to see what happens. So to that, that's a good segue. Is Jared managed to jump on with us?
Yeah,
He can talk to us
Jared's
about
on.
that.
Jared's
Excellent.
Absolutely.
There you go.
I'm here. All right. Peter's talking that language of the bull, looking for the new highs. All right. So
yeah, you're influencing me to the better.
That's right. So Amazon is looking for approximately 6% as of this earnings. We're looking to close somewhere around 237.50. You know, the last maybe 10 or 15 minutes, we'll see some significant price shift around that. But net, I'm kind of measuring from what I believe to be the open price of today and the closing price, since the candle is pretty much a doji. A plus or minus $15 move on Amazon with that kind of volatility we've seen in previous earnings would put it very much at the 250, if not 252 price range. So if we're looking bullish and obviously, you know, looking for those new all-time highs, it puts Amazon kind of into those unexplored territories, and it's a nice psychological price. $15 lower would shift it back to our most recent, probably 2024 to 2025 consolidation. And like most things, I think we haven't had enough time this year to really move super far away from the open price of the year. And that was a good reference point for Microsoft, which unfortunately did hit its open price and basically gave up all the gains on the year. So keep in mind that the open price for Amazon this year is at right around 222. And ironically, that's $15 lower. So if we were to give general targets, if you're looking down, go for the open price of the year. If you're looking up, 250 to 252. And as always, the expected move is not necessarily a directional call, it's a volatility call. Reading the option chain, I think, is a little challenging on this one. There are put players, there are call players, they're all pretty significant in size. Most of the time, I'd be looking at the larger money putting their stake somewhere around psychological prices, and 250 stands out like a sore thumb. So outside of someone who's maybe hedging a position that maybe was started at the beginning of the year, I would say that most people are probably looking for the 250 side. So that's my 2 cents on Amazon. Let's see how it goes.
All right, awesome. We got some other ones reporting today as well. I know Intel and Visa are on deck for today. Peter, let's start with Intel if you're ready for that one. I mean, so far, this one has not gotten a lot of love. I mean, it's just a lot of issues going on with this company as far as the big picture, right? They have not been able to figure out how to take advantage of all this AI and tech companies that have been just crushing it. I mean, they're doing quite the opposite. If you look at this this daily here, it surprises me how, and I keep saying this every time I look at the stock, it surprises me how a tech company has not been able to take advantage of this. So a lot of issues. This earnings will be fun to kind of see what happens. If you remember back in July, or end of July, August, they had this huge gap down, right? They were restructuring, letting go of a few people, just overall madness. And they really have not been able to recover. They kind of got into the middle of the gap in November and then just right back down around earnings time again. So, Peter, what's the latest and greatest?
Peter's on mute.
Peter, you're good, Peter?
I'm on mute. Damn it. Sorry.
Okay, there we go. Gotcha.
Yeah, Intel has not really been a darling of the market, either in its stock price or in sentiment, and I guess that's probably what's reflected in the stock price, right? They really haven't had a lot of good news. They've lost some customers. They've had people dredging up stories from the past about some of their performance and why they've fallen from grace. It's actually an interesting story in mismanagement, because Intel had every opportunity to stay at the forefront of this industry for a long period of time, but blew it a number of years ago, and they're still trying to figure out how to recover. They did have some good news when it was announced that they were going to be a big beneficiary of the CHIPS Act. If you remember, that was out of the U.S. government that announced they're going to be supporting the chip manufacturing sector, and they got almost $8 billion in funding. That being said, that some of that recently has been put into doubt with the Trump administration talking about how they are going to freeze or at least scale back some of that spending. So we'll have to see what happens. There's and then there's an injunction against Trump's plan. And anyways, so bottom line, Intel doesn't get the benefit from that at this point. Really, I mean, if we look at this where they're sitting from a price, it is pretty dismal. They're going to have to, I think, deliver some strong results to get any positive uplift, because already, like we've seen on what some of the other companies, have reported in this sector, and there's generally been fairly positive results in the quarter, but the outlook has not been all that great, and that lack of strong outlook has often caused a drag. I mean, we saw AMD. We were all excited moving into AMD's earnings, right? It's looking like a great day. And then look what happened after the numbers came out. It just fell back, just tumbled off the little pedestal we put it on momentarily. So yeah, Intel, I don't know. I got a bad feeling about this. I know I was bullish just a second ago, but Intel's a whole different story. I am not feeling as positive. And even if you just look at the price today, yeah, we've moved down heading into earnings, which is not usually a good sign. But yeah, I think it's hard pressed to do well.
Fully agree, man. It's more like how low can this thing go? Is what I feel like. Jared, for the expected moves, what are we thinking here?
So I hate to do this, but are we sure we're looking at the right stock here? Intel reported last week.
Oh, are we looking at the wrong stock here? Hold on a second.
What? No, they didn't. Did they?
I don't
Yes.
think they did, but we could have wrong.
Wait a second.
Yeah, so I believe we need to be looking at pins.
Hold on, Rich. Oh, how come I hear you like an echo from you?
No, you're right. January 31st, they reported.
Let's
What
see
the hell
here.
was I just looking at then?
Peter, you got all bared up. You got all bared up.
I know. I got all excited.
Right?
I still think Intel's a bad stock, but I forgot that they reported. Oh my goodness. Thanks, Jared. See, Jared's got to keep us honest.
It sure does.
Yeah, I hate to kind of circle back, but yeah, we did go through that earnings.
Yep. Let me ask you guys in chat and in YouTube, are you guys getting an echo? Because I'm getting some kind of echo for some reason.
Yeah,
Is
I'm
anybody
hearing
else
an
getting
echo
one?
myself.
Yeah, it just came out of nowhere.
I'm not hearing anything.
Huh. Okay.
No.
All right, we'll keep it going. If nobody's hearing nothing, everybody's fine, then we'll keep it going. All right, excellent. Let's. I see you have. All right. So what's the one? Visa. I know Visa is on deck today, right? So I know I have that here in my charts. So let's.
That reported as well.
Let me see.
I believe we're looking at a potentially older list.
Oh,
our list today should be.
Yes.
Yep, it should be pins and Affirm next.
Yes.
Ooh.
You're absolutely correct. It is Amazon, pins, and Affirm. You are correct there, my friend. Let's go to Pinterest, as we would like to say here.
Okay, so I was looking at the wrong list here. And Jared, it just seems to be when you're talking, you got a really cool sort of reverb echo. So when you're ready, we can start the rave afterwards.
yeah, I'm trying to figure out. It came out of nowhere. I'm not sure why that's happening, but yeah, let's go to pins.
Make sure your chat room is muted.
Oh yeah, let me check. Yeah, I got my chat room
Make
muted.
sure the
All right, but
chat room.
if everybody's fine, we'll keep going. I'll keep trying to work it out here. All right, so let's go to pins, guys. We got pins up on deck here. On the daily, we are pretty good today, up 1%. That's not bad. We're not down, so that's a good sign. Typically, I don't like trading this stock, but today's their day, right? So let's see how they're looking so far as pins goes.
Yeah, pins is an interesting one because they really were not, they weren't one of the ones that the market was expecting to benefit with the ban of TikTok, which you would have, I mean, I don't know, seems to me that they should have been in a key spot for that, and yet there really wasn't a lot of market expectation that was going to be a net gain for them. So I'm not sure. Whoa, no, I'm getting echoes.
Okay.
But anyways, so other than that, you know, Pinterest is usually a stock that I avoid because every time I've tried to trade this, it has unfortunately disappointed me. I find it a very difficult trading stock. It's you know, the price action tends to be fairly boring on a, on a daily basis, and it doesn't move a lot. I think what's the range on this thing? Can't be that much. If I look at the ATR, it's probably, yeah, it's a dollar two. So, you know, on an average day, it moves a dollar or less. So yeah, it's I don't know. Hopefully, its expected range is going to be bigger. Jared was talking about this earlier. It did say at earnings, though, it does tend to have outsized moves. Was that right, Jared? Oh,
That is correct. Yes.
There.
Yes. Pins is one of the stocks that it's actually known to breach its expected move. So it's one of those stocks where you look at the option market and then you don't trust the option market. But if we are going to just go ahead and mark it, I would say it's good to know the number. They're expecting about $4.5 worth of movement, which is relatively high from a percentage standpoint. It's a very risky kind of name, about 13% total. You know, 4.5 higher, that's basically looking back at the last significant drop of earnings, which was 2 quarters ago. And I'm kind of eyeballing somewhere around the 39 to 40 range if we were to see some sort of sharp move to the upside. Even if that were to occur, I think there could still be a pretty nasty rejection there because some people might want to sell, you know, a bag held position or something that's underwater. If we do move to the downside, 4.5, given we're trading somewhere around 33.50, I would just go for the year-to-date low, which also happens to be the open price. I know I keep saying that, but given we've only been trading for about a month and a half, the open price is not too far away from most of these things. And there's enough volatility to hit the open price of the year. So it's essentially the support that you can see on the daily right around 29, if not a little bit lower, because I'm obviously expecting something bigger on this one than what's priced in. And other than that, just really looking for this one to be like a big move because it does have a lot of uncertainty around its ticker and its share price.
All right, awesome. Okay, yeah, we'll see where this goes. Again, I'm not a big fan of Pinterest, and again, I won't be trading the earnings today anyway. I'll trade in the morning. We'll probably be watching depending how it ends today, and later after the call, because you guys saw what happened with AMD last week, right? I mean, we left the call and this thing was doing okay, well, not too bad, and then it just completely collapsed. It went down to as low as was it what, like 106 after the next day? So a lot of action after the call. Again, giving that guidance, that's going to be important for pins. And yeah, as far as the TikTok stuff, who knows, man? I mean, whatever happened to the buyout, to the TikTok buyout? I know they were talking about that, and there were people putting in bids, but I haven't seen anything new. Peter, not sure if you have, but again, not sure how this is going to affect TikTok. Anyway, I'm sorry, not TikTok. How it's going to affect pins. But we'll see. Again, pins and TikTok not really comparable when it comes to their platform. So who knows?
No, and I think there was rumors that there was a couple of people that expressed interest, but I don't think TikTok ever said that they were, you know, willing to sell. So
Right.
it was
Yeah,
unrequited love.
All right. So they're people are putting in bids, and they're not even saying they're selling. How is that going to work?
Well, I mean, it wasn't really a bid. They just sort of they took to the airways and said, "Hey, we'll buy you," and they're like, "Nah, you know, we'll let it go out of business. We're not interested in selling."
Oh, okay. I
Yeah,
thought I saw. Yeah, go ahead.
ByteDance, the owner of TikTok, isn't necessarily advertising that TikTok's for sale. So there's bids, but
Yeah.
it's not on the market.
Gotcha. So we got buyers and we're not selling. That's a good problem to have, I guess. All right, let's go to Affirm. We got a couple of minutes before the market close now. Let's go to Affirm and see what's happening there. At the moment, if we look at the daily on this one, we're again pretty much flat, down 1.6 from the open. So again, not a whole lot of movement. The half part of the afternoon here, we did see a nice drop going into earnings all the way to 60, kind of trying to recover now, so it's moving higher, but. Again, we'll see how this goes. This thing has been quite a roller coaster ride up and down. I know it has some issues way back when Apple was not going to use them in their platforms. A whole bunch of stuff that was happening here, or Apple was opening up their own pay-as-you-go type software. I don't know if that ever got off the ground. I never heard anything about it after, just like their car that never came to light. But yeah, what's the latest and greatest on Affirm?
Oh, you're looking at me.
Yeah,
I was busy
yes,
looking for a 1 to 10 trade. Sorry. Actively trading, right? That's what we do here.
Yeah.
What are you doing? Are you trading, Peter?
Look, I was trying to find a trade. Apple is really on a run here higher, so I was trying to catch a move
good.
higher in Apple once
I'm
it went
still
past
short
the
some.
previous day close.
I'm still short those puts. We're really getting a pop on the Qs and the SPY at the end today here, for whatever reason.
Yeah. Anyways, but we wanted to talk about Affirm. So, Affirm, Carlos, from the pre-market show in the mornings, we have seen Affirm jump up and like on and off of our radar several times, haven't we? And it seems to, feels like it's about to make a run. It has some good pre-market action, and then frankly, it slows down once the market day opens. Even today, if I look at the price action, early on this morning, it had a good sort of move yesterday into the close. Overnight, it was holding that level, and it looked like maybe there was going to be a good opportunity. And then today, it just sort of leaked off, just sort of sold off this morning. In terms of earnings, I mean, there are expectations that they are going to hit their numbers in the quarter. At least that's what I'm seeing from the analysts. They generally feel that Affirm should have every opportunity to hit their numbers. Now, we've seen some retail slowdown coming forward again out of some of the retailers, which means that, of course, Affirm in turn, their business might hit a slowdown. So I'm a little worried about what their forecast is going to say. If they do hit their in-quarter revenue numbers, though, they should deliver about 803.48 million in revenue, and they are still losing money, by the way. So negative 20 cents. So they should lose 20 cents a share. So as long as they're under that, as long as they lose less than that and make more in revenue, then that should be good on the quarter. But I think it's going to be the forward-looking guidance that everybody's going to look for on Affirm, which they're going to have to, I think, increase their guidance, or we're likely to see the stock price drop.
Yeah, I will say that financials have been fairly strong over the last couple of weeks, just generally speaking.
Financials, yes. Yeah.
I think Affirm kind of falls. They're sort of like a fintech. Not exactly financial, but
yeah, it's funny you say that, because
generally...
I mentioned retail because I see them more closely tied to retail volumes, of course, based on where their business is, right?
True. Yes.
But
basically,
we'll see.
A lender. Are they a lender of last resort?
I don't know.
Last resort.
Pretty much, right? Like, basically, you use Affirm when you're sitting at the cash and your credit card gets rejected. So I guess that would be last resort.
As a member sent me a picture from he was driving, and there was a truck in front of him, and it had a sticker on it that said "Purchased with Affirm." I'm like, what? You could buy a car with Affirm? We got to confirm that, but that's pretty interesting.
You're gonna buy your truck? Wow, that would be. Can you imagine the interest on that?
Oh my goodness! Hopefully they got a special deal. I mean, that's a big purchase, but yeah, that's quite a bit. Jared, as far as expected moves on Affirm, what do we have on this?
Yeah, this is another one where quite a big mover in earnings, and when you look back at previous 2 quarters, most of their moves have been pretty substantial. There was a move higher, but it actually happened 2 days later. So both of the quarters were advancements in price. The one back in August of last year was about a 25% gap up, which is quite significant. They're pricing about 14% today, so $8.5 up or down. Given we're looking to close, and I hate to say this, but at the open of the year, because that's where it is, this stock is flat on the year. And if it were to move higher, I'd be looking somewhere close to about 72, maybe 71, 72. Puts it in earshot of those swing highs that came in December. And then if we were to move to the downside, 62 minus 9, I'll just call it like 53. But I don't expect any buy side pressure if we're dropping price, because right now this is already struggling to make an advance this year. So I'd expect it to actually fall off and maybe go to 50. So I'll be looking at some of the price edges, but I wanted to highlight that this thing can move 25% higher 2 quarters ago. So that might be conservative.
Yeah, let's see. We're just a couple of seconds here from the close, and we'll see how this moves. Someone in chat mentioned POTR. I was looking at that. Man, POTR is crazy. Yeah, but yeah, go ahead, Brian.
I was just going to say, interesting side note, completely unrelated, something I was reading last night. Mark Zuckerberg has just recently sold about 100 million Meta shares. So you can do the math on that. Yeah, I don't know what he's planning on buying. Maybe Greenland.
We'll see. We'll see. All right, guys. There's the close. Who's up first? Who's reporting first? Is it Amazon? They report right at 4.
Yeah.
All right. So I got them. Got them up here. Let's see what kind of action we get before the numbers comes out. At the moment, pretty quiet, so no volume. And then we'll check pins. Let's see what pins is up to in the meantime. Pins moving a little bit, but not a whole lot. And then Affirm, quiet as well. Okay, let's see which one comes out here and how we start seeing some movements. Oh, there's Amazon.
Oh my God, there's Amazon.
There we go.
Uh-oh, looks like those web services didn't deliver.
Yeah.
Yikes. No delivery.
Jerry, remind us what is the downside to this?
I'm here. $15 lower, so we're looking at about 6% down. That puts us at 222. So let's see if there might be a little bit of a technical reaction around 226.80. But right now, I would expect to drive lower.
All right, we're waiting for those numbers to come out here to hit our news feed.
Ooh, the Qs and the SPY have taken quite a hit here too.
Here we go. All right, so looks like net overall their sales were just over estimates. Like I said, 187.4 was the expected. 187.8 billion was what they actually delivered, and their earnings per share were higher at 186 versus 148. So good news on earnings for Amazon. However, as we can see, the stock price is dropping. So clearly, right, the devil's in the details here, and I'm willing to bet when you break it down, it's down to these web services, because overall they actually did well.
That's the big one. Yeah. Yep. That's the big one.
So we just hit 222. Exactly. That was a precision hit of expected move.
Yeah, that was right off that.
And that should be, we also said that was the open price of the year. So Amazon basically just lost all of its gains on that candle. And we're getting a reaction, which is normal, but I would expect that to be just like a bounce. It's going to play back right now.
All right, let's see how that goes. So a nice bounce right now, getting off the lows. So only down 3.5, but always love to see a second candle and then going forward how it plays out here.
I'm actually long right now off of that low.
That is your trade. Seen you do that many times. That pickup bounce. The rubber
we know the
bands
expected
trade.
move, so we can play it. That's the only game we can play. I'm selling
Uh,
some here.
all right,
Yeah.
let's take a look at pins. Nothing yet. Pretty quiet right now, so no action on pins at the moment. And
No
Affirm,
pin action.
yeah, no pin action and
No
no
pin
Affirm
action
action
yet.
yet. So everything on Amazon right now. Man, Jerry, you're looking pretty good here on this trade.
Yeah, I've got some orders at 231 starting to show, but I'm taking profit on the bounce like I always do.
Yep, yep.
But 222,
Yeah.
it was very precise. That was a good one.
Yeah, that was pretty. That was pretty. Have you taken a partial yet, or are you still just holding?
Oh no, I scale out.
Okay,
I'm
yeah,
not
that's
here
it.
for
That's it.
not here for a long time.
You're
But
here
I mean,
for a quick time. Yeah, yeah.
it's moving well. We just filled the 232s, so I'll see if I can get filled at 232.50 here. Should
Man, I
be
wonder.
starting to
Can't wait to see the
hesitate.
details on this because we are getting actually this is a big bounce for a stock that moved down so much. If it goes
Nice.
back
Yeah.
clean, that's pretty awesome.
It is a big bounce.
Trying to get filled here. There it is. Okay.
You should be getting your 232.50.
Oh yeah, we're past that.
Yeah. I'm
Got
not.
those in.
I'm not trading this at all right now.
Yeah, this will be our
But that
first
was.
seller attempt. This is usually where the bounce starts to hesitate. So on to the next one. Good trade.
I'm looking at your screen, Brian. So I noticed that Bookmap doesn't have the orders going into after hours. Again, first time I'm looking at. So you have Amazon up
Yeah,
here.
it does.
Okay.
But it's just not showing anything on Amazon. Let's look at there's Spy.
Okay.
So
Okay. I
it
see
does
that.
show. It does. Yeah. And there's Tesla. There's a big order down here at 360. But it really empties out at the end of the day.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to
Allows.
see what happens. See, there's a big order back here. There is an order here at 220 on Amazon.
That's good to know. They might try and drop it a little lower then.
All right, here it is, getting a pullback on Amazon now. But man, the big bounce. Did not expect that.
Ooh,
Oh, there's pins. Here we go.
Pins just shot
This is
into
rocking.
the.
Pin shot up, yeah.
We're shooting into those previous supply zones there on pins. Let's see what they do with it up there.
What's not to love about pins? You could get just about anything you want.
Oh man, this is pretty good.
Yeah.
All right,
They were
let's see what the numbers
expecting
look like.
4.5 on pins. This is actually a little farther. So,
Yeah.
like I said, pins is a breacher. That one, I don't trust that one as much on the edges. But it's a good move.
Man. Yeah.
Looks strong.
Up 20% from the close right now, and and they were not far off from the close. Actually, they were right there. So, yeah, taking off pretty nice here and not stopping. Wow,
Oh.
what a move!
Affirm also moving up.
All right, let's take a look at Affirm. Also doing well here, going towards their previous high. They got level 73, probably some pre-market high or something. 73.90.
Yeah, bit of a swing high up there.
Yep. Right, waiting for both of these numbers to come out. As soon as they do, we'll get it to you. Waiting for them to post here.
Yeah, still looking for them to come out. Of course, Jared took the bounce higher. I'm trying to take the pull back down to the lows here on Amazon. It's
All
not,
right.
looked like it was about to move down, but
All
it's
right,
found
so
a
you
little
you are
support.
short. Jared's long. Brian, what do you got going on? Anything on your end?
I'm watching.
Affirm's
Nearly-
hitting some sell
I'm sitting on the
pressure here.
sidelines I'm
Just
sitting
took
on
a
the
partial at
sidelines with my
230.
popcorn.
Yeah.
What's up
So
with our good
Affirm,
buddy here? Where's the numbers? We need the numbers. What's going on? Still don't see them posted
Elf
here.
Beauty came up with their numbers. Where's the firm?
Affirm's hitting a lot of selling at those upper tiers on the chart. It also hit its expected move. 62 to 71 is right around 8.5 to $9. So if they're going to reject, it would have been in those 70 ranges. And right now it's kind of struggling.
Yeah, it's having a hard time. Actually, it's a little messy to trade this one. It's just because the volume seems to be a little bit lower than the other ones, and these candles look all over the place. Man, I don't know how you would trade this. So be careful if you're going to jump in on this one. Yeah.
Is there a short interest, significant short interest on pins? Hadn't really looked.
You know what? We didn't check that. Something we should
Let me
check
take
as
a
well.
look here.
Yep.
I don't think there is. Let's see. What is the short interest? It's just under 5%.
Yeah, just under 5. So it's not big. But this pins level, this $44 level is pretty close to I guess that would be all-time high, $45. So it came pretty close. Is Peter, you still short?
Yep.
You're sure
Amazon,
just
yeah.
Amazon, right? Yeah.
Amazon, yeah.
And Jared, I'm sure you partialed out a couple of times already on this Amazon trade.
Oh yeah, that's old news. I'm trading the other
that's
two
done.
now. I'm gone.
Yeah,
I'm gone.
he's
Y'all can
yeah.
have
He's moving.
it.
Wham bam,
Um,
thank you. Okay.
Affirm just spiked. I think that was kind of what I was looking at. They were selling up there pretty hard. It's a reversal, yeah. Pins is too far gone, but Affirm, I could tell that they were kind of selling in the 70s, so that's a big turnaround there. It was hard to get filled.
We don't have the numbers yet for firms. We usually get those pretty quick, but the site I'm looking at still hasn't posted.
I don't see them either.
What's going on? Only the Bloomberg terminal only got the numbers right now. What's happening?
I know they're not sharing with us. I haven't seen a firm or pins. Man.
I'm refreshing just in case, and yep, nothing still. Okay.
Yeah, I tried to get a firm short. It was hard to get filled, so I went ahead and faded pins instead. Pins is not really my normal play. It's a little too far gone, but they're kind of coming back a little, so I've got some downside on pins right now. I think they're gonna hold 40 though. It doesn't feel as if they're gonna fully reject like they did Affirm. Pins is actually doing okay up here.
How about in chat, guys? In our chat and also in our YouTube, you guys got the numbers yet? Maybe you have a different system than we do, but I don't see them just yet.
Pins, I guess this means that a lot of people are buying these handmade sock puppets and other crafty paraphernalia.
How do they make money? Because I mean, I have the Pins app, but all I see is just stuff on how to make things or ideas for how to hook up your backyard and all that stuff. I don't see anything for sale, so maybe I'm not looking in the right place. I'm not sure what their business model is.
You can buy stuff. Pins price is under pressure a little bit. It's a big order right here at 40.
Yeah. I think 40 is trying to hold, but they're kind of eating through it. So
there's someone sitting at 39.99 that's not it's an iceberg order. They're not letting up.
Yep, I see your screen here. All right, guys, we're just kind of waiting around for the numbers here. We got action. Numbers are out. Just they have not been posted in the thing that we're looking at here so far. So as soon as we have them, we'll let you know.
I got it seems like everything else with earnings has come out except for those two.
Yeah.
Yeah, weird.
Yeah, yep.
Yeah,
Let's see if
All right, so there it is. Ali, so CNBC, they report them already. Yeah, I would think media will have them. We usually have them pretty quickly here on this service we're using. So pins EPS 50.56. Okay.
I have another stock that probably will be on watch tomorrow. It's not really a name that needs to be reported on, but DOCS, Doximity, tends to be one of those high flyer names in earnings, and it's up 22%. So
Yeah, yep. All right, there's pins, Peter. I got those numbers. You should be able to see
Yeah.
them as well.
Yeah, I see that. It looks like they, interestingly, I'm surprised they had that initial jump because it looks like their sales and, oh, no, let's see. Their sales? Oh, okay. Sales were slightly over. Estimate was 1.14 billion and they did 1.15 billion, so barely over. But their earnings per share missed where they were expected to deliver 56 cents. Sorry, they delivered 56 and were expected to deliver 65 cents. So a little bit of a mixed picture on that. I gotta believe it's their guidance. Their revenue guidance is, yeah, see, the revenue guidance is not bad, but it's at the low end of analyst expectations where they were expecting 832.7 million for the next quarter, and they're delivering around, well, 837 looks like. So it's not bad, but yeah, I don't. I guess that's why they must have popped up is on that guidance that was okay, but now people are saying, nah, maybe it's not so good because 40
Yeah,
yeah,
40
just,
yeah 40 dropped
I
again.
just shorted pins and for a quick scalp here down to 38.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
yeah, I'm starting to cover out some
There's
of
a
my short.
yeah, there's some moving averages, right? Moving average right there at 38. So I'm out.
This is
Might
closer to
still
where they expected it to be, somewhere around 38, 39. So everything higher was
right.
like a breach on the move. So that's probably why we're getting a little downside. It's not really deserving to be up 20 some odd percent. But
You don't deserve to be here.
nah.
Yeah, that was pretty
You
high.
don't deserve it.
Still not bad. Still up 15%. On that mixed picture. So let's see how that ends up going there. Let's take a look at Affirm right now. What do we have for Affirm? How's that doing?
Jump back
okay,
up
heading
again.
back up. Yep.
Yeah.
Wow. What a range trade. Holy cow.
Yeah.
Came right down to yesterday's low and bounced off there.
Yeah, it's all over the place right now when it comes to Affirm. Let's take a look at Amazon. All right, so it didn't issue move, and now it's just kind of going sideways after that pullback. So not much happening there. And then we'll see how the calls go because again, we saw AMD yesterday was wild. Not yesterday, sorry, that was on Tuesday. So
we kind of negated that. We had that real push into the close on the Qs and
which
the
one?
SPY.
On the SPY.
The Qs and the SPY. Yeah, they just they really wrapped up into the close. Went out. SPY went out pretty, I guess, high of day. Qs went out high of day, but we've given all that back here after the market here for action.
Yeah, and I'm assuming this is all being driven probably by Amazon, right? Got the drop and then
Yeah,
coming back
I think
here.
so.
Yep. All right, guys. Anybody else in trades in our chat? Anybody else take a trade? You got Brian, you still short on the pins. You got Jarrett short on pins. And Peter, did you take anything?
I'm still short Amazon.
You still short Amazon? Okay.
Seeing if it can drop. It's found a level of support here that's it's holding.
Peter's holding, and he's going to go down with a ship if he has to.
Well, I hope not.
Hopefully not. Hopefully not.
Yeah, just be careful on those big turnarounds. We've seen like Tesla did this where it found that reaction low and then a bit of a higher low and then it turned. So if they do want to start buying it, it would be around these areas. That's why 222
Well,
was so important to defend. Got to defend the
You know
open
what?
price.
Actually, you know what traded really interesting today is Uber, and I know people traded it at the open today, but really, what a reversal after those earnings, right
Yeah,
back
it
up to
traded
sort
well.
of a prior level of resistance here. I mean, watching that tomorrow and see if it breaks out.
Yeah, here's the daily on it. Yeah, nice candle on Uber today.
Yeah, what
All right.
a drop, and then right back up to a level of resistance here, just under 70.
Didn't have my this one on my list today, but man, it traded well.
No,
Nice.
well, it didn't really, it was gapping up, but it really didn't look that great. I did look at it and thought, doesn't look like it's going to do anything.
Yep.
But
All right, looks like
that
Affirm
can
numbers are
always,
finally here. So I see them there, Peter, for 17.
yeah. Oh, yeah. There they are. I'm sorry. I'm busy looking at my trade. I am out of Amazon as it decided to go higher. And Affirm, yes, out. It looks like their sales numbers beat their estimates. 866 million versus 807 estimate. And surprisingly, they beat on bottom line very nicely. Wow. Like where I said they were still losing money. Apparently, they made money this quarter. They actually made 23 cents a share versus a 16-cent anticipated loss. That seems like a huge, huge difference. So I'll have to wait to see if those numbers get confirmed or if they change them. But looks positive on both sides of that measure at this point.
Yep.
Don't see
And
any guidance.
you're seeing the stock react right now, doing pretty well, trying to get back towards the highs up 7.6 right now. Still, it was messy at the start, but kind of ironing itself out here a little bit.
I think Brian mentioning Uber was kind of like a good call out in general. As we're getting through our earnings season, it's always good to check back maybe a day or two later and see how the stocks have moved relative to the
yeah,
reaction. Because we have, Chipotle, it bounced, it moved up after that drop. We had Alphabet. Actually, I haven't checked that one recently, but probably just like stalled. The
Yeah,
one that really caught
AMD.
my attention, yeah, AMD, that one, that one's good. The one that caught my attention though, PLTR.
Yeah, what the
PLTR is
heck?
yeah,
holding and ripping. It's through 110, which is a big
yeah,
call objective on the stock.
yeah. It dropped a little bit yesterday, but really didn't drop much. And then today it
Mm,
just turned and burned
yeah.
on new all-time high. But again, like I was saying when we were going through some of the numbers, the actual evaluations, this thing is just to the moon. I'm
Yeah.
thinking, what was it
That's
like?
where the price is going to.
PE, yeah, the PE
Price,
was
price
like,
and moon.
yeah, PE is like 600.
Yeah, we got to bump those numbers up. I need 1200 Ps.
Yeah, I think so. The new average, the Buffett indicator. We gotta really adjust that for 2025.
Yeah.
Stock is
All right,
it's
guys. Well,
rocking.
I'm not seeing anything else here that I'm going to be trading. So,
Yeah, not much
uh,
not much else. So those are the real nice ones. I see Expedia came out, but again, they don't trail that well. Amazon coming back here. They're recovering pretty good actually. They're at their previous day close, just right under. So let's see how it ends tomorrow and after their call, of course. But yeah, I was looking at PLTR, man. This thing is just on fire. They didn't make our list this morning, so they had a quiet pre-market, but this thing is just ripping to the moon. I think what they made at 800, it's like 100 million over that they made out of their expected. It was like 700. They made 800, something like that. Don't quote me on the exact numbers. But I guess their call and what they're looking to do, just crushing it right now. So that's looking nice.
Yeah, Firm's guidance is actually very positive here. Just I'm surprised at this.
Mm.
So I was wrong on the retail side. Looks like the analysts expected 3.09 billion. They're saying they should get between 3.13 and 3.19. So it's a little bit higher than anticipated, which explains why they're holding up here so well.
Yeah, I think
Cadence is asking us of Alf. We'll
consumer
take a look at Alf. We got a little bit of time. Go ahead. Go ahead.
consumer is still good. Even in Canada, I was at a economic event last night where I had economic expert came in and talked about outlook for 2025. Apparently we've got tons of money. So we're sitting on tons of money, 123 billion or something, and it's
Wow.
just in
Nice.
savings accounts.
It's a good
So,
problem to have.
and some of the surveys, people were expecting to spend more this year, travel more this year. Yeah, Elf's taken a nosedive. So much for
Uh,
Yeah.
AI making.
I see Beauty Elf. Somebody brought it up in chat. Cadence. Yeah, this thing is taking a real nice dive. They're down 21%. Typically, a stock that we don't look at, they don't get great volume, but with this drop tomorrow, they could be interesting. We'll have to see how the pre-market action looks. But man, we're getting a nice drop on this one.
Yeah. Alpha's showing a $13 expected move, and it's obviously much further. It's also dropping a lot of key supports. So bigger picture on the technicals, it's what's considered a giant head and shoulders, because you can almost see like the shoulder,
Yeah, I
the
see that.
double top up here, and then the full reversal, and now we're breaking the neckline. It'd be very, very difficult to time like bottoms on this one, and you'd have to be looking back almost, multi-year kind of prices, because that's kind of where we are. So um, none of that really would have helped us before the earnings, but a $13 move for what was originally an $87 stock, that's still pretty big. They were pricing a lot of volatility, and it's moving more than what's expected. So
Yeah, they're
just
down at
some
17.
just something to think about, like if a stock is priced really high in volatility, it's because the market's very uncertain about what's going to happen, and they're just trying to price things for the protection and what might be needed. But yeah, that's a pretty nasty technical breakdown. Those patterns are very challenging once you get them to fully commit.
Yeah,
So
yeah. All right, let's take a look here. So just to kind of wrap things up a little bit, so Amazon did recover pretty nice after an initial nasty drop all the way to the number you were expecting, Jerry. You took a long there up to 233, so that's awesome. And then Peter took a short. Didn't work. Started going, but didn't get the continuation. And then Pins is another one that we had here as well. Again, beautiful move up, and it's holding 40. I mean, that number is just there right now, up 20%. That's looking sweet. And Jared, you and Brian took a short on this. I'm sure by now you guys taking some out. You guys still in any of this at the moment?
I don't have any left. The reason I shorted is obviously like the high side wick, but I wanted to cover in the same area that I thought would maybe react to that move. And
Yep.
it's really just the previous earnings prices. So they went through it and then they came back to test it. So I covered into the test. And we might wake up to this thing being much higher, but usually they're going to check back first, and that's kind of
Yeah.
where prices led to. So it felt like
Yeah.
the right time to do it.
And Brian, are you still in this one? Short? You got in pretty early too, I think. Brian.
Think
Oh, Brian's away from his desk.
Brian's chair says probably
Brian,
so.
Brian is out celebrating somewhere. He's screaming out the window saying, "Yeah, we."
Yeah.
He's celebrating his trade, or making lobster plans for tonight. Either way, that's a good situation to be in. All right, I think we're all set here, Peter. I think we kind of covered everything we wanted today. These three are going to be awesome tomorrow. Pins, Affirm, and Amazon. But pins, man, that's the most surprising one. I think that's the most interesting one for us tomorrow. At least
Well,
for me,
Jared let us know. That's what we should expect. So
yeah,
never
yeah.
a surprise for Jared.
Exactly what we got here. So hopefully Trey's awesome tomorrow, and we'll be looking for that. All right, friends over on YouTube, thank you so much for joining us today. Really appreciate as we do these earnings reviews, and hopefully this is helpful. And again, I don't trade earnings, but these guys do. So you saw a couple of trades from them that did pretty well. Look forward to having these on the list tomorrow on the watch list. So Jared, as usual, thank you for coming on, man. Thank you to Brian if you can hear us. And Peter,
No problem.
and Peter, I will see you in the morning. Take care, guys. Over on YouTube,
Take
hit
care,
that thumbs
everybody.
up. If you haven't done so already, really appreciate it. Subscribe so you can see more stuff like this. And we'll see you tomorrow nice and early at 8:30. Have a great one, everyone.
Take care, everyone.